then you are your gender, your nationality, your profession, your occupation, your outer life. That is the way my outer life. I'm a teacher, mentor, and
Yeah.
guiding this, and have this gender. This is outer person number one. Now, the out person number two is my attitude in the mind, my response, my reaction, my duality, my conflict, my pleasure, of the way I see the world. That creates a second personality.
I'm sorry that I didn't hear the last phrase.
Yeah, that creates a second personality. So
Oh,
personality number one
yeah.
is my everything that is outside, physical,
Right.
shape, age,
Yeah.
gender. Huh? But the second is my attitude, my response, my thought, my feeling, huh? Feeling related to the world. So there are two personality. One number one, number two.
Right. Yeah.
Now these two personalities creates an identity. We 99% live into that world.
Mm.
How? How? No, no, I'm upset. I'm serious. I'm happy. You see that? You know,
Mm.
this I comes in when these two personalities work together.
Yeah.
I am happy. Why? Because I meet you. I'm unhappy. Why? Because I meet you. I'm upset. I react. I fight. I am pain. I am in pleasure. So this I is constantly changing. You see why it is changing? Because of the personality number one and two.
Yeah.
But question comes, are we in reality is personality number one and two or something else? If we live in these two layers, then we always suffer. Then we always have a pain. Then we always react to the things, to my sorrow, to my suffering, to my pleasure. You know what happened? That a guy won a lottery ticket of $1 million. So he called his friend and he said that my wife is very, her heart is very weak. So it is good that first you go to my home and inform her, huh? creating a creating a right moment. So his friend went to his home and he started talking to the wife. And then this guy said to the women that suppose that you have $1 million, what will you do?
Wow, look at this.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
94% of
I've
people
got
believe
it.
company culture
No,
is
no,
important
no.
to an
What
organization's
is
success.
happening?
Frankly, I have no idea what the other 6%
Something
are thinking.
happening here.
You know,
I'm
usually when
sorry.
people look up ways to
Yeah.
improve culture, they look for best practices. And best practices are good, but they're
Oh.
even better
Oh,
when
I'm
you put them with
sorry.
best
What's
principles.
No,
happening?
no, it's
Since
okay.
Bamboo HR was founded, we've looked for principles we believe will make our people, and in
Huh.
turn, our culture, better.
No.
And we found company culture formulas that work. And we've crammed it all into the
Sometime
definitive
it
guide
happens.
to culture. For a free
I
copy,
don't know
click
what.
the link and go download it
How do
now.
I get rid of
You
that
won't
And
regret
guy?
it.
some ad is there and a cross button,
No
X
idea, price?
button. click that.
Well, you can also pay with 3 easy installments of
How
free.
do I get
Go
rid
ahead.
of this?
Go check it out. Or stick around while I read silently about picking the right
Ah, la,
perks and
la.
monitoring culture metrics. Nope, it's not working.
Oh,
Can't
God.
read while you're watching me. So just go check it out.
How do I
It's
get
easy.
rid of
Free.
this?
Maybe you make it off and return again.
Oh, la la.
So this is number 1 and 2 merged together. It creates our ego and our personality with lot of attachment and detachment. And that is all our life is. That is all our life is. But question comes, is this our life? Or the life is different from these 2 layers? I attitude, I respond to the things differently. That creates my behavior and attitude and also the action. But my behavior, thought, speech, and action is not what I am. I am different from it. And this ego lives, thinks with desires, seeking happiness. Question comes, can I be happy without any desire? I mean to say, desire for seeking happiness, love, and wisdom outside. Because there are 2 things. One is outer world, that is how the people recognize me as a male of a particular race, of a particular identity, of profession, of wealth, of home, of location, of space and the time. And the other, my attitude, my behavior, my feeling, my emotion pertaining to the world outside. You got it.
Yes.
It
There is another one of your other dialogues came up.
came up. So you see that these 2 creates our what we say ego. Ego is subtle ego. I am is always there. So you can say it's a pure ego, it's an impure. But this ego is constantly searching peace and happiness outside. In the mind, through the thought, through the speech, through the action. So now question, that is why Master says that this I is searching peace and happiness outside through a desire. Now simple question our Master asked, can I be happy without a desire? No, desire for physical survival is okay because that does not create a problem. You see, desire to take a cup of tea or a coffee, going to the kitchen and preparing it and taking it, it has nothing to do with any sorrow or suffering or pain or pleasure. But a desire for Philippe to be happy, to be healthy, it creates a fear in me. Do you see? That is what you discussed just now.
Yeah.
What is going to happen to him? He is a young guy. Huh? So you see that, can I live without a desire for seeking happiness outside? It does not mean that we are not helping, we are not supporting the people in need. We are supporting, we are helping. But what is going to happen if we look at this question, can I live, think, and be calm without a desire of seeking happiness from outside? The moment we start contemplating and reflecting on this question, my friends, so what happens? The mind, the ego or the I-ness that has merged these two personality breaks up. Mind calms down. Mind moves into a kind of a silence. As if in a waking state, this mind goes into, as if it goes into a deep sleep where we do not have any thought. That opens the higher consciousness in the mind. And that higher consciousness can help us, can help people around us. You have an insight. You talked in detail about what is that pranic healing. That pranic healing actually begins at that state of the mind. Because if we will from that state of the mind, that mind regulates the prana, the energy. Because now this mind is not reacting. It is not concerned about anything outside. It does not perceive the pain and the pleasure, profit and the loss with reference to the world outside. It looks inside. It looks inside. It looks inside. And when it looks inside, means it is in the state of meditation. It has started actually the meditative state. And we find it. It is very common. For a moment, we see that state of the calmness inside on the surface mind. In the thought form, we see the hesitation and we see the world outside. Sometimes it happens. Oh, no, calm down, leave this, leave this, leave this, leave this. Our entire life passes with these two personalities. And that is why we are anxious. That is why we have fear. That is why we have insecurities. That is why we have frustration. That is why we are scared of failures. That is why we have a lot of challenges in the world. Because that mind, that merging of these two personalities, is always seeking peace and happiness from outside, which is not there. So it has to live with the fear, anxiousness, reaction, hesitation, etc., etc. But that deeper level, deeper layer, perceives the truth as it is. It perceives the truth. Truth means the right knowledge. The knowledge does not change. There is no alternative knowledge. You are an, so you are an. You cannot become child. Knowledge does not change. Our behavior, our attitude, our response to the knowledge changes. And that comes from these two factors in our day-to-day life. We live with these two. It creates an ego, and that ego is I am upset, I'm happy, I'm unhappy. Now say that, for example, I am happy with you, good. And I'm unhappy with you. So from where this happiness and unhappiness comes? My interaction, my inner interaction with the outer world. Now existence is saving both of us. Whether I react against you, whether I hug you, it is the same. Existence is not affected. Same way when we realize that inner truth behind the delusion, behind seeking of peace and happiness outside, the mind settles in calmness. Calmness is already there inside, but it is veiled by my mental attitude, thought, feeling, and the sensation with reference to the world outside. So our master simply says, can we reach there? Can we pick up that state of higher consciousness? One, can we continue to live into that higher consciousness? That is known as, even in difficult times, challenges, your mind is able to maintain that poise in the calm. Wherever I can change, you change. Wherever it is not, I cannot change, accept it, maintain the calm. Are you getting it? I cannot. There are many factors which cannot be changed by me or individual, but there are changes that I can affect. So let me make those changes based on my capacity, based on my ability, based on my understanding. So once mind recognizes here there is no possibility that I can affect a change, let the mind remain calm and peaceful. I cannot ask the mango tree to give oranges. Same thing with the people, individual relationship. We both decided to say goodbye to that beautiful woman who is living nearby your house. No, it's not. I cannot control. Not you can control. So, but we should not invite any reaction against her, but we maintain the poise. It's better to keep a distance. This is what our masters talk about. This is the way to live. This is the way to live. And when we live into that state, what happens? We experience the deeper calm and poise within us all the time, not affected by the duality, pain and the pleasure. Oh, I didn't tell you that story. So what happened? That wife. So his friend told that, come on, if I'm imagining that you have $1 million, what you will do? So do you remember that her husband sent his friend thinking that his wife has a very weak heart, she may faint if she hears the news that they have $1 million. So he sent his friend to talk to his wife. So friend said, let us imagine that you have $1 million. What you will do? So wife said to his husband friend that I will give you 50%. And his friend fainted. He went there to prevent any untoward accident with his wife, but he met with an accident.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So this is what happens in
Right.
our life. So let us start our practice. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Let us.
I put it a little bit away, the radiation.
Okay,
I
no
get
problem.
too much of this. I feel some reactions. No, I get a little bit dizzy, or my heart goes.
Oh,
Yeah, from the the screen much more than the tablet
okay.
computer. So that's why I turn it away. Okay.
Let us close
And
your
I
eyes.
sit up. If I lie down, I will fall asleep and snore. Okay.